Today we're going to explore Carson and St. Louis Bays. Between Sunset Point in the north and Grandview Point to the south, we find Lighthouse Island, which guards the entrance to the two bays. Lighthouse Island has been the home of the Minnetonka Yacht Club since 1889. The first clubhouse seen here opened in 1892 and lasted over 50 years before burning down in 1943. The current clubhouse stands in its place and still holds weekly sailing regattas. Turning to the south, we pass Bug Island and head for Grandview Point and Carson's Bay. Bug Island and Lighthouse Island are not natural formations. They were both created by the dredging of St. Louis Bay. The tip of Grandview Point, now a homeowners association, has had an epic history. In 1887, Lysander Moore, co-founder of the Kansas City Electric Light Company, along with his brother, bought land on the point and commissioned the building of a summer estate, boathouse, pump house, and several other buildings on the property. In 1892, Cresthaven, as it was called, was sold to William Donaldson, founder of Donaldson's department store in Minneapolis. In 1899, William died and the property was sold to Emery Mapes, founder of Cream of Wheat. In 1924, the villa burned down and Mapes' daughter, Alta, and her husband built a huge home and a boathouse with a peaked roof adorned with a cupola. In the 1970s, Alta Thompson died and the estate was divided into half-acre lots, which became the Grandview Point Homeowners Association. The cupola is long gone, but the Grandview boathouse is still standing in all its glory. We now delve deeper into Carson's Bay. Called Pig Inlet in the 1850s, the bay was named after one of its first residents, Elijah Carson, a brother of the renowned Indian fighter Kit Carson. The neighborhood on the peninsula between Carson's Bay and the rest of the lower lake is called Cottagewood. Cottagewood was first platted out by Samuel Gale and his wife Susan in 1876. In 1885, the 40-room Cottagewood Clubhouse was built. It later became the Keewaydin Hotel and burned down in 1924. The historic Cottagewood General Store was opened by Ralph and Stella Chapman in 1895. Serving the community for over a century, it has passed ownership about 20 different times. It is now managed as a non-profit by the Cottagewood Community Foundation. Cottagewood was never incorporated and today stands as a very historic and picturesque neighborhood in Deep Haven, Minnesota. As we near the western end of Carson's Bay, we come to a small island. I have no idea what this island is named. If any of you know its name, please post it in the comments. I've been trying to find this out for years. As we turn the BT2 back to the east, we discover the Minnetonka Yacht Club facility on Minnetonka Boulevard along the south shore of the bay. Among other services, the Yacht Club offers its members shuttle boats out to Lighthouse and Bug Islands. Carson's Bay has established its quiet waters all the time. Because of this, it has become a favorite location for boaters to drop anchor and go for a swim. Its direct connection to the big waters of the lower lake means that the water is usually very clear and very clean. Now we turn south to where Minnetonka Boulevard crosses Carson's Bay. Next to the bridge, across from the yacht club, is the Carson's Bay public access. Launching is free to the public. However, you'll need an annual parking permit for your vehicle. This is the lowest bridge on Lake Minnetonka. As you can see, the Bay Tripper is not going to fit under there, so we'll have to take the drone. The bay gets a little weedy on this side of the bridge. I don't think the water is very deep. You can't really tell from this video, but there's a flock of birds that do not like my drone. They're diving on it from all angles right now. I find it really amazing that some of these boats can get under that bridge. They must have to fold down their bimini tops to get through. Well, let's get back to the main part of the lake. So as we turn east along the south shore of the bay again, we need to talk about Chimo. Hazen J. Burton of Boston built this estate in 1890 on 90 acres of wooded property along this shoreline. He was the founder of the Plymouth Clothing House in Minneapolis and chose this site because the train to town was right across the road, and because he could look down and watch the goings-on of the yacht club that he helped start 8 years prior. Burton was an avid racer and a club champion. He also was the first mayor of Deep Haven. He built the train station and his wife named it Deep Haven, a haven in the deep woods, after the title of a book written by her favorite author, Sarah Orne Jewett. Chimo was a Queen Anne Victorian designed by William Channing Whitney and is still standing somewhere up there on top of the hill. But the rest of the 90-acre wooded estate was cut up into lots and houses were built in the 1970s. Along the eastern shore of the bay is the James Cargill House. James was the brother of William Cargill, founder of the family's grain storage business. It's easy to spot by the distinct orange trim of the boathouse along the shore. Among other owners, it was the boyhood home of my friend Carl. It looks like the current owner is doing a prairie restoration in the yard. Either that, or they have an aversion to mowing the lawn. It should be noted that Bug Island was once called Tattoo Island, named after Sir Charles Gibson's ice boat. In 1899, the Minnetonka Ice Yacht Club was incorporated and a huge clubhouse was built on the island. It burned down and was never replaced. Bug Island is currently owned by the Minnetonka Yacht Club. Across the bay in 1879, Gibson opened a 3-story, 200-room hotel called the Hotel St. Louis. It's where the bay gets its name. The hotel was torn down in 1907 when Quaker Oats heir Walter Douglas acquired the property and built a 27-room palace he called Walden, which still stands today. Douglas and his wife Mahala were on board the Titanic when it sank in 1912. He perished, but his wife survived and lived out her days at Walden. As we pass between Bug Island and the hotel site, we enter St. Louis Bay. St. Louis Bay is much smaller than Carson's Bay and basically serves as a harbor for the citizens of Deep Haven. Along the bay's eastern shore is Deep Haven Beach. Lifeguards are on duty all summer long. When I began this particular project, I envisioned it as a relatively small video. After all, Carson's Bay isn't very large and St. Louis Bay is even smaller. I had no idea how much lake history there was to these two little bays. To date, this is going to be our longest video. Rumor has it there is a boathouse on the western shore of St. Louis Bay called the Blind Pig. The story goes that there are French doors on this boathouse that were salvaged from the St. Louis Hotel. Since this is the only boathouse I could find with French doors, I'm going to go out on a limb and say I found it. As we approach Lighthouse Island, where our tour began, and Al and Alma's dinner cruise enters the bay. I'm sure its captain is telling his guests many of the same stories I just shared with you. And whenever you see an Al and Alma's dinner cruiser, there's usually another one right behind it. So as we pass between Lighthouse Island and Sunset Point, our tour comes to a close and we head out across the vastness of the lower lake. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more great videos about Lake Minnetonka.